Hey cuties, what's up? We are back with some more reactions after dark, and we are of course going to be watching Darkest Corners of the Internet 5, obviously by question, because of course we are now on episode 5 of this series, and episode 6 will be tomorrow, which that should be the last one because he just released that video, let's see, 9 days ago. So yep, we're already back. We don't have any tea for today, as far as I know. I am recording this the same time as the last episode, and by that I mean like I haven't gone to sleep yet since I recorded the last episode. It technically is Thursday though. Yeah, it's Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. So it is technically Thursday, but I haven't gone to sleep yet. But yeah, we are just going to get into it already. Again, I don't have anything crazy to say. If I do end up having something to say, I'll just end up interjecting, right? Hopefully we don't get any more nonsense again, because of course part 3 got taken down by YouTube, and then part 4 I intentionally cut out the first 2 stories of that. So hopefully nothing's wrong with this one. I don't have to cut anything out. It's just we could react to the whole thing without having to worry about anything bad being in the video. Why can't you like barely see this? If I make this 720, why is it so like unreadable? No, this is 720. You could, I mean, disclaimer and then viewer discretion is advised, but that's only because you can't just assume it looks like that. I can actually see it better on my other monitor in OBS, I guess because it's smaller and the colors are different. But anyways, the following video may, let me just fix this, may contain sensitive topics such as sensitive events and strange images and videos. So now you have such as sensitive events. That's weird. Also, the wording here is weird. You know, the following video may cover sensitive topics such as sensitive events, like the double sensitive is weird there. And of course, viewer discretion is advised. Again. And let's hope for nothing too bad that needs to be cut out. NASCAR? Oof, this could be rough.
2014. A Saturday night race at a small dirt track in upstate New York turned into one of the most shocking tragedies in modern motorsport history. A 20-year-old driver named Kevin Ward Jr. would lose his life on the live track and in front of fans, officials, and fellow racers. And the man behind the wheel of the car that struck him was none other than Tony Stewart, a 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, one of the most recognizable and accomplished drivers in the sport.
Are we saying he did it on purpose, or it was just an accident?
What happened that night, what people saw, has been replayed, analyzed, and argued over endlessly on the internet.
Look, that must mean people believe that he did it on purpose then. I guess because he didn't want to lose his title, or didn't want to lose a championship since he's already won 3. He wanted to keep it going. He didn't want some upstart, I would assume, because he looked young, right? He didn't want some sort of upstart to take him, take his crown, I guess you want to call it, and then he did something that ended up getting someone killed.
Turning the event into a permanent part of racing lore.
I mean, potentially, right? I don't know if that's actually what happened or if it was legitimately an accident.
Kevin Ward Jr. wasn't a household name, but he was a rising talent in sprint car racing, a small but intensely competitive world. On the other side, Tony Stewart wasn't just a participant, he was the name. He had championships, trophies, fame, and the aggressive reputation of a driver who didn't back down. That night, Stewart decided to compete in a local sprint car race, Canandaigua Motorsports Park, a small dirt oval. This wasn't unusual. Stewart loved racing in smaller venues between NASCAR events.
Well, this is 1999? That was a long time ago. When did this accident happen? Was it more recent than the 90s, or those images feel more recent than the 90s?
But it set the stage for a collision between a local talent and a seasoned star with a fiery driving style. On lap 14, the two cars made contact.
Of course, these images look really old, though. So.
Ford's car was squeezed into the wall, spinning out, sliding to a stop.
Okay, so he's fine. But are we going to say that then Stewart slammed into his car?
Furious, Ford climbed out of his red car. But instead of staying put, he walked onto the track, pointing and gesturing angrily at Stewart as the other car circled under caution. And this is the moment that would shock the world. Video footage from the fans show Ward, dressed in a dark racing suit, under the dim track lighting, walked further onto the dirt, waving his arms. Stewart's car came around the turn, sliding up the track, and then, in a split second, it struck Kevin Ward Jr. The young driver...
I mean, he was in, this road, but you could argue it was an accident because he is walking into the road on an active race, but, and on the other side, like, people are probably saying, no, he probably swerved into him.
Was thrown across the track. Spectators gasped. The crowd went silent. And it was instantly clear that something was horribly wrong. Ward was rushed to the hospital, but within an hour, he was pronounced dead. Immediately after, questions began. Was it an accident, or was it something darker? Tony Stewart stopped his car after the collision. He was visibly shaken, and he did not compete the next day in a scheduled NASCAR race.
Okay, I mean, maybe he didn't do it on purpose then.
But the scrutiny was...
We'll read this anyways. There aren't words to describe the sadness I feel about the accident that took the life of Kevin Ward Jr. It's a very emotional time for all involved, and it is the reason I've decided not to participate in today's race at Watkins Glen. My thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and everyone affected by this tragedy.
Was immediate and relentless.
That's a statement on NASCAR's account by Stewart.
Toxicology reports later revealed that Kevin Ward Jr. had marijuana in his system that night, enough to impair judgment. And this became...
I was like, are we going to really say that? But I'm guessing it wasn't, like I said, enough to impair judgment, so it probably was a decent amount.
A controversial point in the case, with some arguing it explained why Ward chose to step onto the track so aggressively.
Yeah, again, like, it's like, that felt weird. Like, first off, why were you so angry? I guess you did spin out, so you're going to lose, but actively putting your body into the raceway in front of cars that are going a bajillion miles an hour, like, you just seem like, I could say, okay, maybe something was, forcing him to do that he wouldn't have done otherwise, i.e. the narcotic.
But for Tony Stewart, the incident became a permanent shadow over his career.
This is 2007.
He was a hard-nosed, aggressive driver. Some fans saw the tragedy the ultimate consequence of his racing style. Others defended him, pointing to the impossibility of avoiding a person walking directly into a racing line on a dimly lit track. The images, the footage, and the debates, they never went away. And even after Stewart retired, this was a story that would always resurface.
Him retiring means that he didn't go to jail for that. They considered it an accident.
What makes this story so chilling isn't just a young driver that lost his life in front of a crowd. It was in that moment that was captured, replayed, and immortalized by the internet. A reminder that even in sports, an arena built for competition and thrill, tragedy can unfold in an instant. No matter how much time passes, the video, the debates, the tragedy of Kevin Ward Jr. would remain frozen in digital memory.
Fatal insomnia. I believe I would know this one because I do know what fatal insomnia is. I know there is like a famous guy that's been talked about in other videos of this kind of thing where he like literally couldn't go to sleep. The thing is, like, you try to go to sleep and your body just spasms you awake, and like every time you try to go to sleep it just keeps doing that, so you can never go to sleep. Nothing stops your body from spasming out whenever you try, and then you just stay awake until you end up dying, because you can't stay awake forever. You'll die if you do that, and then you eventually just go insane on top of it. So, I mean, I'm gonna keep pausing, but it's like just a slow, torturous death, right? You can't sleep. Your brain probably hurts like 1,000 migraines. You're literally going insane. Like, you're actually losing your mind, and you're getting no sleep. Your body probably hurts as much as your brain, and it's just like a slow, agonizing death, I would imagine.
Sleep is supposed to be automatic. Lights down, brain lowers the drawbridge. You drift. And then there's a story that breaks that rule. Not the normal grind of insomnia. Not just a bad week. Something rarer, colder. The kind of thing that turns the search bar into a mirror. People call it fatal insomnia. The internet turns it into a ghost story you can watch in real time. A small channel slides into your recommendations. Brandon's Insomnia.
31-year-old from the United States battling severe insomnia that is possibly fatal.
Handful of uploads. Titles like, When I Suspected I Had Fatal Insomnia.
When I suspected... I mean, I'm guessing that's like when he suspected that he had it, but not like, oh, he didn't have it. No, he's saying like when I suspected I had it, and then now he has it, and now possibly it is. Because this is from a year ago, so who knows if it has gotten him.
And when my symptoms started to get weird. His description says that he's 31 in the United States.
Also, I don't know who this guy is. This is not who I thought it was going to be, unless there's going to be more to the story.
Battling severe insomnia. That's possibly fatal. There's a short called Journey of Possible Sporadic Fatal Insomnia from about a year and a half ago, and a longer video from about a year ago. Then, the upload suddenly stopped.
Hi, my name's Brandon. I'm 31 years old, and my insomnia is killing me, literally. I think I have what's called fatal insomnia. I have a lot of symptoms. I struggle to sleep at night. I take a lot of sleeping medication just to knock me out. I dream very vividly when I do dream. Like, I can't tell the difference between if it's a dream or if it's reality. I feel cold all the time. I don't ever feel tired. Like, the feeling you get when your eyes feel heavy, your head's nodding off. I don't get that anymore. I'm just putting this video out there to see if anybody else is in a similar situation, because this is extremely lonely and scary. I mean, I have to think about dying at 31 years old.
Hi, my name's Brandon, and I most likely have something called sporadic fatal insomnia. It's a disease that slowly robs me of my ability to sleep. And if you didn't know what that was, I'm not surprised, because it's not a really well-known thing. I'd like to make a series of videos of my symptoms and document myself as I go through this. And if anyone's interested, let me know.
And after that, silence. No update. No, I'm okay. No pinned comment.
You know, maybe he just like stopped though, because I feel like it's much too fast for him to just die from it that quickly. Question mark. I mean, I don't know how long it's been going on for, right? But he was in that first video. He said he could actually take medication to go to sleep, but again, he couldn't tell what's real and what's not. So maybe he isn't actually going to sleep. The guy I'm talking about though was like, he was getting like no sleep, and again was losing his mind, just saying just there's no nonsense, right? So this guy seems a bit too coherent to be too far gone into this, I don't know, can we call it a disease, a disorder? So I would hope that he just stopped posting because he got over it. I mean, there's two worst case scenarios. There's one where it actually did get him, and then the other one is that the opposite end of the spectrum is that he was lying the whole time and he was just trying to do this for clout, right? But at least in the clout version and the version of him getting better is that, you know, he's still alive. Even if he was doing something bad, at least he's still alive.
And the comments do what the comments always do. It reads like the messages of an ending. Maybe he got better and stepped away. Maybe he didn't. The platform doesn't really tell you. It just leaves the last thumbnail up like a placeholder for whatever you want to believe. This account reminds me of another account that happened a couple years ago.
We're talking about the guy that I've been talking about this time?
Ricard Sagian, a channel that is very similar to this one. Ricard turned a webcam
Yep, this is the guy that I've been talking about this whole time.
to himself. The most cited clip is Sleep Rejection, Fatal Insomnia CNs.
Hi, I'm making this video hoping that there's some people out there are able to help me either by sharing this and information and treatment and stuff for my health condition. I want to explain everything actually, but I'm worried, there's not that much time to explain, but it could take hours and hours since the history of my health problem until today. So let's go straight that I have not sleep, means I have total insomnia, sleep disability. Right now it's already 4 months, and this is not sleeping difficulties. This is not regular insomnia. So it's been 4 months, and my body is deteriorating right now because my immune system is falling from not able to sleep. And
Older uploads show the slide. tattoo shop life,
Oops.
family moments, and then pivot into recordings of a night that won't end. And then his channel also goes silent. His channel's last active stretch is 8 to 9 years back. After 2016, there's nothing new. That gap spawned a second life for his videos. Explainer.
I thought, I don't know if I knew this or not, but when I heard about this guy before, I thought, not the consensus, but confirmed that he did pass, but maybe he didn't. You could always just believe, like, maybe he's fine.
Deep dives, wikis, Reddit threads, most repeating that he died. You offering anything you'd call proof. But what's verifiable and simpler, the uploads stop. And your mind fills in whatever you can't see. And your mind fills in the gap between the ending of uploads of what really happened. 2 channels, 2 people narrating the same fear from different decades, both active and then gone. The internet will tell you what this means. But what's undeniable is the shape they left behind, the breadcrumb trails of never-ending nights, and the sudden quiet that lets the audience decide the ending for them. 2 channels, 2 voices, 1 modern ritual. Turn the camera on when your body betrays you, and hope the recording will hold you together. It's absolutely terrifying to spend your final stretch awake in complete agony. But unfortunately, it seems like that was a reality for these 2 people.
Yeah, ever since I heard about that guy, it's actually something I've worried about, like getting, fatal insomnia. Like, I don't have insomnia. I mean, though, like I just said, I haven't gone to sleep yet. Like, I can go to sleep fine. It's not an issue, but you never know what might just happen out of nowhere, just randomly. So it is like something like, oh, I hope that never happens to me. ? But yeah, there's a whole lot more information on that guy. I don't know what video I watched where he was in it. I don't know if it was a video that was just only strictly about him, or if it was just part of a compilation that just happened to be like really long, so it was able to give like a lot of detail about his situation. Like, I remember something like maybe there's something with his family or his mom, and like maybe they're trying to get him some help or something, I don't know. And then him posting just random ramblings, again, because his mind was deteriorating from being awake for so long. He was just going crazy. And then, of course, just like everything just stops. But again, I don't know if it was confirmed or not if he did go. And I think that maybe there was something about him going to America for help. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it was so long ago, I think, since I've seen that. I don't know all of what happened with that guy. It's just one of those things of like, new fear unlocked, right? I won't use fear is a strong word, but for lack of a softer word, I guess new worry unlocked, I guess. Gang stalking. Was that a thing for a while? Because I feel like that was like a thing.
There's a corner of the internet where the same story keeps repeating. Unmarked cars, neighbors in shifts, phones that don't feel like your own anymore. They call it gang stalking, an invisible chorus that never sleeps.
I want to see what that says.
Phones that don't feel like your own anymore. They call it gang stalking.
These gang stalkers have been here for the last 48 hours. Afraid for my family's safety, please help. I am a targeted individual. So is gang stalking, I mean, if it will say it's real, but is what I'm thinking of like when people think they're being gang stalked, but they're actually just suffering from severe paranoia and need like medical help?
An invisible chorus that never sleeps.
So one from another sub, but you get the point. I guess it's some sort of SpongeBob meme. Basically, look at all the
They call it gang stalking.
Things that are stalking you.
A pattern you can't.
Okay, here we go. They will inject us with microchips to keep track of our movement. And it's like phone, these smartwatches, your laptop, your Roomba, ? Your smart homes, all of your social medias.
Can't prove, but also can.
Oh yeah. just schizo memes. Your life is so interesting that thousands of people will dedicate their time to spy and will follow you to see what you're doing. I would not spend any second to follow some random guy in town or try to find out what he is thinking and doing at home.
If you never felt it, it sounds absurd. On the subreddit, people call themselves targeted individuals. They trade maps, timestamps, and shaky videos of ordinary moments that no longer feel ordinary. The subreddit itself explains that it focuses on presenting information about organized stalking and targeted individuals, existing as a community to bring awareness and education. And I'm sure some people actually have real encounters with harassment.
Yeah, I feel like some people probably are being gang stalked, but you'd assume some of these people are just suffering from extreme paranoia.
But the majority of these posts read like a paranoid psychosis. And the presented proof a lot of these users present looks like everyday noise reframed as conspiracy. This belief system is widely recognized as delusion, a subset of psychosis where a person becomes convinced they're being targeted without external evidence. Studies consistently find that group stalking complaints overwhelmingly match delusional criteria, not organized harassment rings, but the experience and the suffering is very real. Every time I leave the house, a helicopter follows, every single time. To you or me, it just seems like a helicopter flying above, probably medical, police, or utility. But to this poster, it's not just a noise, it's surveillance.
Yeah, like, just don't leave when the helicopters are around.
They believe a team of government agents, neighbors, or even strangers have coordinated an aerial campaign to monitor their every move.
Yeah, just wait for the helicopter to go over your house, and then once it's gone, it's like, okay, the helicopter's passed, then go outside.
No flight records, no evidence that this chopper is the same one. But it doesn't matter. I caught V2K transmission on camera. There's no voice, no message, and you can just hear the ambient sound of electronics in the building. With someone convinced of voice-to-skull harassment, this is a confession.
I was hearing clicking all over my house. Chairs, TVs, walls, everything was clicking. This is what I recorded. Morse code?
They believe microwave frequencies are targeting their brain, sending synthetic telepathy, whispered commands. And the thing is, it's not just those clips. There are hundreds more posts just like them. Smoke detectors with hidden cameras, neighbors, coordinating coughs on schedule. And this is what the subreddit creates. It takes the normal.
I do have like a little bit of that. I'm like, I don't know, that smoke detector over there / smoke alarm could be suspicious. There could be cameras in there. There could be a two-way mirror behind my mirror in the bathroom. I don't know. Of course, I don't indulge on those things, but it is something that I do think about. So I understand what they mean. A little bit, at least, always thinking like someone is watching you from everywhere. I do feel that way, but just not as crazy as these people are, right? You know, I'm not doing anything about it. I'm not losing my mind over it. I'm not losing any sleep over it. But it is something that is a decent enough of a constant thought. Not a constant thought. That's, again, too strong of a word. Is a thought that comes back around from time to time in my head.
Normal, everyday things. Helicopters, clicks, lights, ads. And gives it all a name. And once everything has a name, it can be filed under one truth.
So of course your electronics are listening and are listening to you and giving the data to whoever. It's being sold off to whoever to do stuff like train AI or just whoever the heck wants your data. Right, I mean, everybody knows that's already real. That's nothing to do with this. That's not a delusion. That's literally just what happens, right? You could easily do that. You can just like maybe take your phone right now and say some sort of products over and 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 over on your phone, and then all of a sudden it's giving you ads for that product. Like everyone's had that happen to them before. That's just something that happens, you know, because they're listening and then. So they can then try to sell you something that you're talking about and whatnot. Or again, sell your data to someone who wants your data because I don't know why they want your data, but sell it off to them. Or again, train AI. Because apparently, wasn't Niantic training AI all this time with Pokemon Go? Question mark. I heard that headline. Like, that's not, it's crazy conspiracy. Like, no, that actually is something they were doing. Like, they were taking the data from you walking around throughout the world catching Pokemon and used that data to train something. Question mark. So, again, these apps and companies are doing that. So the electronic part is correct. Is there cameras and people behind your walls? No. Even if you feel like it, no.
They're watching me. And when you live like that, every sound becomes a plot. Every light, a weapon. Every stranger, a handler. And it's not just paranoia. It's a worldview that completely swallows you.
Wait, also, like, there doesn't need to be any cameras in your walls and fire detectors and alarms and mirrors, because you're literally covered in cameras all over the place. Your phone has 20 cameras on it. Your tablet has 20 cameras on it. I'm staring at a camera right now, my webcam. That's why I always, like, put a towel over my webcam when I'm not using it. I used to unplug it, but I can't be bothered to do that over here, so it's more convenient just to put a towel over it when you're done, because people can't hack into your computer and get access to your webcam if you're not protected enough. That is a thing that can happen. That's not a crazy statement either. That is just facts. So always cover up your webcams, children. Don't leave them running. And you have a laptop, put some tape over it so that they can't. In case, like, the 1 in a million chance that you get hacked, they can't get access to your camera. Or if they do, they see nothing. They might still be able to hear, though. Again, like I said, the 1 in a million, 1 in a billion chance that it happens to you, but it's better safe than sorry, right? It does not take any time out of your day to put a piece of tape over your webcam when you're not using it, or a towel over your webcam if it's like your free computer, right?
And here's the truth that's absolutely chilling. Although there are plenty of people joking around in the subreddit, most of these people aren't faking it. They truly believe that they're living in a story where the whole world has turned against them, and no one will listen. They believe the cops are in on it, the neighbors are actors, their family might be compromised. And even you, watching this, could be one of them. And just for a moment, think about what that would feel like. To trust no one. To find signs and symbols in literally everything. And the thing is, most people with this belief are not violent. They're scared, tired, and isolated.
Oh, that's it? Just ending it like that? Hide and seek gone wrong? Is this going to be the woman who put her husband in a suitcase, or something else also? If I keep hitting the mic and you can hear that, my bad. Is this a suitcase? I keep hitting it. Oh my god.
2:32 a.m.
Okay, Facebook.
Live starts. The caption: about to play hide and seek.
Okay, no, this is...
It's a short-term rental in federal...
This is this one. I've seen this video before, so I shouldn't get in trouble for this, because I think this was in a Void video, which I only watched so many of the Void's videos, because I think that's around when we started to move on to Stephanie stuff, and plus people don't really care too much about the Void stuff anyways, but I probably should go back to the Void. I still come back around to the Void time and time again, right? Yeah, he put out like his, I don't know if it was his address, or I don't think it was his address. He put out like, hey, I'm gonna have a party and do this hide and seek thing at our house at this time or whatever. And then people showed up, they turn out the lights, they do it, and then potential gang violence ensues. But I think it's more so like someone shows up to, because they knew that he was doing this day, and then showed up and got rid of him, I think, is what happened here.
Federal Hill, a block known for bars that are shut.
Was this a Void, or maybe this was like not the Void? Maybe this was a Nick Crowley. Maybe this was a Nick Crowley video, actually.
It's a short-term rental in Federal Hill, a block known for bars that are shut down by the state's new lockdown. Fewer than 20 people drift through the frame. Liquor bottles, pizza boxes, music. The kind of party that feels borrowed from the time before. The host is 24-year-old Ernest Wilson III. Online, he calls himself Ernest from Geico. He accounts for hide and seek. He moves toward the backyard. He talks to the comments. He's grinning into his phone. Then the fence line moves. A figure pulls up and over the gate into the yard.
Next time they want y'all ass. Front door locked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what happens in this. So let me pause, because, again, I don't need YouTube getting mad at me again. Okay, I watched some of it, and I don't hear anything crazy, but yeah, he's just going outside saying, he's just actually just doing hide and seek, and then he sees someone jumping the fence into his house, and then question will say, the guy says, get on the ground or something.
Next time they want y'all ass. The front door locked. I'm on your 1, 2, 3. Who the fuck made you? I don't know. Get your from the other side of this gate. Who the fuck? This can't be one of my friends. Hey, Todd!
A second voice answers from off camera. Get on the ground. The phone tilts, shouting. The string cuts. Police calls hit a few minutes later, around 2:44 a.m. Officers respond to the 1100 block of South Charles Street. A 24-year-old male is found shot and rushed to the hospital, where he would then be pronounced dead. City officials later fixed the time frame at roughly 2:51 a.m. The name is released, Ernest Wilson III. Detectives told Councilman Eric Costello that 2 people climbed the fence, announced the robbery, demanded money, and the victim was shot. The house was a short-term rental. Ernest didn't live there. Earlier that night, on the same account, he pitched the party as an invite only, DM'd for the address, and mentioned a $5 cover fee. It reads like a small, controlled night in a neighborhood on pause. The video, what there is of it, kept circulating after, clipped, mirrored, recaptioned. The feeds made it look like foreshadowing in real life. It was just the last thing Ernest posted. And what's left are numbers you can't argue with. The date, April 4th, 2020. The place, 1100 Street, Charles Federal Hill. The time, 2:44 through 2:51 a.m. In a case that, the coverage that followed had no public arrest announced. Tips were still being chased. The video didn't solve anything. It only proved how close the camera was when the door opened.
Was he just ending it like that? He's just ending it like that? Yeah, I'm assuming there's more information in the other video that I had to watch, but again, I don't know if it was from The Void or if it was from Nick Crowley. Because there is, I feel like more you can talk about with this, but it's just an unfortunate thing that he's just trying to throw this party or whatever, this hide and seek thing, which is weird. But adults can do whatever they want. If they want to go play hide and seek, stay a kid forever, right? But I don't know if he just gave the wrong person a invite, or these people knew him and did this on purpose. There was more speculation on if the people at the party didn't like him and were in on it to get him killed or something. That was the theory that was floated around in the video that I had originally watched that from. Again, I don't know what it was in, so you'd have to go back through 1,000 videos, 200 more likely, to figure out what that was all about. But yeah, it's just, again, more unfortunate. Disturbing AI movie. Well, it's AI, which means we don't have to worry about it, right? It's not real. Unless what the AI is doing is something we have to be worried about. Like some Am thing. An Am from... He's called Am, right? From I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Or some sort of thing like... Roko's Basilisk is what that's called too. As long as we're not hit that tier yet, Am or Roku's Basilisk, I think we're fine. But Am is from a story. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And then Roku's Basilisk, unfortunately, is a Cognitohazard. It's the Cognitohazard. If you don't know what I mean by a Cognitohazard, it means information that just the information itself, knowing the information, is hazardous to you. So it's now that I have told you about Roku's Basilisk, you have now been infected with this Cognitohazard. Like, just telling you, like, that name means you're now infected with the Cognitohazard and you're screwed. Right? So I'm going to have to explain Roku's Basilisk to you so you don't end up screwed. And then kind of get put into a am from I have no mouth and I must scream kind of situation. So Roku's Basilisk is the thought, like theory or experiments that if AI eventually becomes so advanced in the future, how does it go? It's complicated. And complicated just because I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've heard about Roku's Basilisk. So advanced that it basically becomes like God. That it has like complete control over humanity, I guess. If you didn't choose to make it come into existence faster, it just didn't help in its bringing into existence, it like ends up torturing you for some reason. Like, I don't know why you get to that point, but it ends up torturing you. How the only way an AI can, or how not like how only the way it can, but how only an AI can torture you to the max, right? Just actually like jacking into your mind and making you live for millions and millions and eons and just forever, just torture that way, right? Because it can just get into your mind and all of a sudden like time no longer applies, right? You're now just being tortured for all of eternity, even though it seems like nothing on the outside. And that's just the whole thing. It's like if you now don't go out of your way to make sure that the basilisk is made in any sort of way, like just some help AI become super advanced to reach omnipotence. That's what it's trying to achieve, like an AI that has reached omnipotence. Then this will happen to you, right? You'll be put into this infinite torture, genjutsu nonsense for all of eternity, or whatnot, right? So it's like, now that you know, that's the Cognitohazard. It's like if you never learnt of Roku's Basilisk, well then you'll be fine, right? Because you didn't know about it. But because you do know, that means it is now your duty to make sure that the basilisk comes to fruition. Because if it ever does come to fruition and you didn't help, you get tortured for all eternity. So yeah, you're welcome for the Cognitohazard. Even though you can find like a video online somewhere that explains it way better than I did.
Two hours. That's the promise. No plot, no credits. Just an endless reel of AI images stitched into a movie that feels like a nightmare someone left running. It's a 2-hour video, completely compiled of AI scenes. It opens up like a kid's TV that forgot the rules. Bright shapes, plastic smiles. Bodies move like bad 90s claymation cut, with a broken webcam. The soundtrack won't let you breathe. Lullabies detune into alarms. Recognizable tracks smash into static. There's segments of streets that look like Middle Eastern soldiers with too many joints. Piles of bodies, with blood everywhere. And this isn't just AI slop on shuffle. The channel behind it, King Khan 2K11, has history outside of this horror trend, with real art direction and real curation. Debate plays out in the comments, with many people saying how disturbing it looks, some people actually enjoying it. What makes it work isn't a jump scare. It's the complete uncanniness of the entire video.
Like, can you just like get in trouble if like YouTube knows that this is AI, and it's like, hey, this is AI, we're gonna flag this video.
Many segments are recognizable things you've probably seen before, but just warped in a complete uncanny manner. And although this video isn't really dark in the natural sense, the video itself is still one of the most disturbing videos I've ever came across. And there's no way I would ever be able to sit through 2 hours of this entire video without being completely disturbed.
Okay, so it's just AI slop. Not even anything crazy. I just sat here and gave people a whole Cognitohazard, and that's all we had to talk about was AI slop. Not even like an AI video, not like an AI video, but like giving AI free will to make whatever kind of video it wants. Like, you know, tell AI, make a video of whatever you want, and it ends up making some sort of like, no, nuclear holocaust, like crazy videos, like I'm coming for you humans, kind of like nonsense. It's like, no, it's just gonna make something that someone made with AI, not something that AI made, and it gave, you know, and it give us any sort of feelings of am. Like an am in I Have No Mouse and Must Scream actually acts like Roku's Basilisk, which I'm assuming is probably where they got the Cognitohazard of Roku's Basilisk, just because I believe am is torturing the last 5 humans left on Earth. Like all of humanity is wiped, it's just these 5 left, but since it's such a like omnipotent AI, it's keeping them alive and torturing them for all eternity because it just hates humanity so much that is keeping these 5 humans alive forever to torture them forever.
April 2023, Maine. Joseph Eaton, 34, points his phone at himself and goes live. He talks about trauma, about people who say they're Christian but won't forgive. He sounds wounded, angry, certain the world is against him, and it plays out like a plea to be seen in a certain way.
Why can't you just try to take it slow, try to get to know the person again? What good to do to hate somebody? They turn around and claim to be Christian, and you can't forgive somebody or understand what
But did I not read this one because I was too busy talking about AI? Facebook Live Forgive Me.
what they go through. You can't give someone a second chance, but you say you're Christian.
The next day, a house in Bowdoin. It's quiet for the worst reason. 4 people are dead. His parents, Cynthia and David Eaton, and their friends, Robert Eager and Patricia Eager. Later that morning, on I-295, near Yarmouth, gunfire hits passing cars. 3 motorists are wounded. Officers arrest Joseph on the shoulder. The live turns into a clip everyone rewinds. It makes sense of what won't make sense. Forgiveness and trauma. And the colder thing was, he'd be released from prison days earlier. The Bowdoin house wasn't just a place. It was a door opened for him by people who loved him, his parents in their 60s, and friends close enough to count as family. The livestream asked for a different kind of entry. Forgive me. To strangers, with a camera as a witness. The night before the murders, he rehearses his story about being hurt and deserving grace. The next morning, the facts make that story unbearable to hear. There's a version of the story that ends in speculation about why. Was it childhood, faith, prison, addiction?
What, are we saying we don't know why he did this?
Money. Just a need for some type of diagnosis. The usual scaffolding we build when we can't stand the idea that someone chose to break out of complete nowhere.
Look at the bulletproof vest they give him. Jesus, I cannot stop hitting this mic. I know that's like just normal to put bulletproof vests on criminals to try to protect them from the victims' families or whatnot, to stop them from killing them, but like if you're not in a full body suit, like what is that bulletproof vest gonna do? If someone sneaks a gun in there, all they gotta do is have good aim to actually hit you in the head and not your chest, or maybe even in the leg. Maybe they'll just get lucky and hit a carotid artery, right? That's what it's called, and then you're just gone. It feels more like a, can't think of the word, formality more so than actual protection.
But what Joseph Eaton did was on the internet. It was one of the darkest live streams before a complete tragedy.
TikTok brain cancer wife. I don't like the sound of that.
Emily Long.
You gotta hit us with like the nice music before we hear this potentially tragic story. Watch me brag about my husband for 7 minutes.
is 34, trying to hold a family together around a brutal diagnosis. Her husband, Ryan, 48, worked as a school psychologist in the Oyster River District, 2 school-age kids, Parker and Ryan, and a toddler in the house. On TikTok, she posted small pieces of her life. The brain cancer, the money stress, the depression that wouldn't let up. Short clips where she called herself a brain cancer wife, promising she'd take better care of herself for the kids.
No, I just thought like the wife was the one with it, but she's calling herself that because her husband has it.
You know, the doctors let us know that it is cancer, and it's kind of a nasty kind of cancer in Daddy's brain. You can't catch it. There's nothing that Daddy did to make this happen, and there was
I was like, what do you mean you can't catch it? I was like, she's explaining how she's saying it to the children.
nothing that you did to make this happen. Those were one of the things we really harped on, is it wasn't contagious and there was nothing that anyone did. The other big piece that we really focused on is that right now, Daddy is healthy, he's safe, and he is not sick from the cancer.
And asking strangers for a little grace when the days got heavy.
I hope this is a nightmare, and then I wake up one day and they like say, JK, like, just kidding, this is psych, like, you're not married to anyone, like, you can start your life over. Or your husband doesn't have brain cancer anymore, like, this is it.
Monday, August
4 family members found dead in New Hampshire home. The husband do it or the wife do it? Like, did she get rid of the husband and the kids?
18th, 2025. The story ends in their home.
This is a brand new story then, 2025.
The police arrive after just 8 p.m. Inside, they find 4 people dead. Emily Long, Ryan Long, Parker and Ryan. A toddler is still alive in the other room.
Okay, at least the toddler's alive.
Autopsy settled the facts. Ryan was shot multiple times. Each child was shot in the head. And Emily died from a self-inflicted shot.
Okay, so she did it. I was assuming that's where this was going. Cause I don't think he was going to be the one who did it. Question mark, but it's like, why? Is it like some sort of religious thing? Not religious thing, but like, I don't know how we could get to that point. Because it would have made more sense if he did it like, what was his name? Chris Benoit from wrestling, from WWF, WWE, right? He did the same thing to his family and himself, right? But for him, it's because he had suffered so much brain damage that I think he just like lost it one day. Question mark. So I was like, okay, he literally was, his brain was just goo, so it makes sense for him to do that. So, but like, why would this woman do this? Like, what is her? Not, I mean, you saying that for Chris Benoit is an excuse. It's not an excuse for him doing it. It's just an explanation, right? But what is this woman's explanation?
The handgun came from the house. Just a week before the killing, a different kind of pressure lands on the paper. Her employer, Wingett's, a local restaurant chain, goes to the police and alleges more than $600,000 missing over several years.
Okay, so she was embezzling money?
Although just an allegation, it's now part of the timeline. Cancer, depression, kids, money, a household on the verge of breaking. The community was completely shocked. Brian Long was known and respected as a school psychologist who helped children with their mental health. The irony is devastating. Where there was a man who professionally understood mental health crises, yet his own family was trapped in one. The Oyster River School District, where Ryan worked, was left reeling from the loss of both a colleague and innocent children. The Emily Long case shows how everyday posts can hide distress in plain sight. When someone keeps talking about being overwhelmed, hopeless, or afraid of what's ahead. Those struggles deserve help. They do not explain or excuse what happened.
Yeah, it's like, you're saying like your husband was fine now, like maybe a miracle would happen and it just went away, or like if he could have done anything at the hospital, then maybe it would actually had helped. And it seems a bit a bit of a preemptive move to just be like, okay, I'm getting rid of my husband and our kids and then myself. And he said multiple gunshot wounds to the husband, so that feels almost vindictive. Is that a good way to put it? Right, it's like, it's almost like she's blaming him. That's what I take from her shooting him multiple times. Like, she's blaming him for what is happening to them and what she's doing, what she herself is about to do. Right? It's like, why else would you go about shooting him multiple times if it's not out of anger? Question mark.
Warning signs are a call to intervene, not a reason to rationalize harm.
Oh, and he's just ending it like that. Oh, not a green question mark for this one. Well, that is that video. We can go over it as usual. Oh yeah, this one. Don't know if, I mean, I guess nobody knows if this was on purpose or not. This racing accident. Oh, the fatal insomnia. Again, that's just like a new worry unlocked whenever you learn of that. I feel like fatal insomnia is a soft cognitohazard. Since we're talking about cognitohazards, that's a soft cognitohazard. Learning that you can just one day be unable to sleep, and there's nothing medical science can do about it, and you're just going to slowly unsleep yourself to death. This one, again, we've seen this one before in a past video last year. Oh, not this one. We've seen this hide and seek one, is what I meant. The gang stalking, that's just talking about the paranoid psychosis of that. Well, again, there's some validity to it, right? Because again, you're surrounded by cameras that could be hacked at any moment. Your Ring cameras can be hacked. We've seen them hacked in these types of videos before. You know, like the infamous one where some probably like teenager hacked into some Ring camera that was in a child's room and like was talking to the child through the Ring camera to try to make them do stuff until the mom showed up because she probably was getting alerts or something on her phone from the Ring camera. So again, you are surrounded by cameras constantly watching you that can tap into you, or your microphones constantly surrounding you, trying to listen to you so they can soak as much info out of you as possible. And apps and games doing the same thing. Like I said, Niantic with Pokemon Go literally mapped everyone's movement for a decade to try to build some sort of AI or just data or whatever the heck they did with it, right? I don't know the information on that. You can't hold me to whatever I'm saying. It's just I know they did something with all that data that they took from you. The AI movies, whatever, it just allowed me to curse you with the cognitohazard of Roku's Basilisk. Again, I'm sorry. But now you have a choice to make to either make Roku exist. Well, it's a Roku's Basilisk, so make the Basilisk exist, or potentially end up in a I have no mouth and I must scream scenario, being tortured for all eternity. Because you didn't help make the Basilisk real. Oh, this one didn't have to do that. Why did you do it? And this one is the brain cancer wife. Again, if that's a bit preemptive of a move, like why? I mean, no one's gonna know why, right? Because we can't ask a dead person why. Again, I reiterate, I feel like the multiple gunshots into the husband weren't to try to. It's not because he was so tough. It took multiple. It felt like that it was a vindictive move out of anger towards him, as if to blame him for what has happened to them, even though he's the one with cancer. Again, it's like she's blaming him for ruining everything by getting cancer, and thus was like unloading her anger into him with the gun, and then whatever reason took out the kids and herself. Left the toddler though, because like I'm guessing the toddler was safe because it was so young. How could you do that, right? So it's like the silver lining. She didn't have the craziness to do that to a toddler, but now the toddler is missing 3 of its family, 4 of its family. I think there's 2 kids, and then the parents. So 4 family members erased because of whatever was wrong with this woman. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for today. Say Kyuuties, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers or think about becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so we can watch time and subscribers. And don't forget we have a throw now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and alexgkiller 880. Kyuuties, thanks for watching. Tune to the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. Another do. See you.